Have you ever spilled a drink as a kid, juice, milk, maybe soup, and watched the atmosphere in the room shift in an instant? Your parents' face tightens, their voice rises, and suddenly, a small accident feels like a catastrophe. They scold, they criticize, and the weight of their disappointment lingers long after the mess is cleaned. Fast forward a few days, and the tables turn. They spill their own glass of juice, and it's barely a blip on their radar. Oh well, they mutter, reaching for a towel. No anger, no tension, just a shrug and a move on with their day. What's happening here is more than a simple moment of frustration. It's the parenting double standard. This phenomenon occurs when parents hold their children to expectations far stricter than the ones they apply to themselves. It's the demand for perfection from kids while giving themselves the grace to make mistakes. You've likely seen this play out in academics. A parent who barely scraped by in school might demand straight A's from their child, thinking they're pushing them toward success. But when high expectations come wrapped in criticism instead of support, it can backfire. The child may not feel inspired. They feel stifled, burdened, or even resentful. Every child is unique, carrying their own strengths, weaknesses, and ways of processing the world. Yet many parents forget this simple truth, imposing rigid rules or parenting styles they decided on long before their child even arrived. But being a parent isn't about control. It's about discovery. It's about getting to know the child as they grow and adjusting your approach along the way. If you've experienced the parenting double standard firsthand, you might still feel its effects as an adult. Being raised in an environment where even small mistakes were met with outsized reactions can leave deep scars. It might manifest as a fear of failure, where you hesitate to try new things because you dread the echoes of criticism that still linger in your mind. Over time, you might start believing that no matter how hard you try, it will never be enough. This belief, rooted in childhood, doesn't just stay confined to your personal goals. It can seep into relationships, work, and self-perception. For some, the parenting double standard also erodes trust. If your parents' reactions felt inconsistent, compassionate one moment and hypercritical the next, you may have learned that people can't be relied upon. This can lead to struggles in adult relationships, where trust and vulnerability are essential but feel like risky gambles. But here's the truth you need to hear. Their reaction was never about you. It was about them, their stress, their insecurities, and their misguided attempts to parent in ways they believed were right. That stern voice, that disappointed look, they weren't reflections of your worth, but rather a projection of their own unprocessed feelings. And while they may have failed you in those moments, you don't have to let that failure define you. Reclaiming your sense of self starts with revisiting those memories through a new lens. Imagine the moments when you were scolded for A, B instead of an A, or told you weren't trying hard enough despite giving it your all. Now, picture your adult self stepping into that memory, standing beside the child you once were. Tell that child what they needed to hear, that their effort was enough, that their worth was never tied to a grade, and that their parents' reaction said more about the parent than about them. This practice, often referred to as inner child work, isn't about rewriting history, but about reshaping how you carry it. Healing from the parenting double standard also means surrounding yourself with people who offer you the trust, understanding, and communication you may have missed growing up. Be honest with them about what you're working through. Share why certain behaviors, like criticism or inconsistency, might hit harder for you. Building a support network isn't just about finding people who make you feel safe. It's also about teaching them how to do so. And if the hurt feels too deep to navigate alone, that's where professional guidance comes in. Therapists and counselors can help unpack the layers of emotion and experience that have shaped your life, offering tools to rebuild trust in yourself and others. For those who are already parents or hope to be one day, breaking the cycle of the parenting double standard is essential. Start with self-awareness. Reflect on your own upbringing and ask yourself, what kind of parent did I have, and how has that shaped me? From there, commit to doing better, not through perfection, but through presence, patience, and flexibility. Parenting isn't about being flawless. It's about being willing to learn and grow alongside your child. It's about acknowledging when you've fallen short and making amends, showing them that it's okay to make mistakes as long as you strive to do better. When we break the cycle, we don't just heal ourselves. We create a foundation for future generations to thrive. And isn't that the ultimate goal? To give our children the grace we wish we'd been given and to teach them to pass it on?